Welcome out, gamers and gamettes, to this RGL.gg Highlander lower bracket finals cast going on between Kids Next Door and the Refrigerator. I am Alto, joined with Zag by my side, and Dolphin behind the camera as always. Zag, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I've been waiting all throughout the playoffs just to cast with you again. Now that your team has failed to make it into the main playoffs and you're here for a Monday night, excited for this matchup. But it's a bit of a different one because so far up through these playoffs we've had close matches between competitive teams, except for the upset in week one that took place between Cuties and Refrigerator. Now Refrigerator are here in this lower bracket finals fighting for their lives. They've already guaranteed a top 3 spot, but if they want a chance at top 2, they're going to have to go through Kids Next Door.
Definitely, and yeah, my team failed to make playoffs a while ago, but I caught Rogue slipping and he let me out of the basement. Was able to usurp his position on the cast tonight. But yeah, no, that first week was wild. I think one of the first times we've seen, all the top seeded teams lose. Granted, there's only two of them, but 3 versus 4 seed in the upper bracket finals there was, Refrigerator versus MM last week, where Refrigerator did not look as strong as they did against the Cuties back in week one. That being said, their win in week one was enough to secure them, top 3 placement, medals, money, and all the good stuff that comes with it. So even though this may not have been the top 3 a lot of us were expecting, it's definitely a very interesting one. I have to imagine KND is going to be extremely favored coming into this.
Yeah, we kind of have to, even though that the results in playoffs so far have been favored towards Refrigerator. We've not seen enough that we can really give them an edge in this matchup. And with the maps that came through, even though the Refrigerator, since they were the team that came from the upper bracket finals, so they got to choose which team they were in pick ban, even though they have 2 maps technically, I still think the maps are looking to favor KND a bit here.
And something to keep in mind just when we think about the performances is that when Refrigerator beat Cuties back in week one, Refrigerators or Cuties were missing Sandblast for the first 2 rounds, which I don't think is necessarily going to be, that much of a reason why they lost. However, when they played such a close match against KND last week, Cuties had Logan on demo, who I believe it was the first time he had played demo for them, at least in playoffs, who is a large upgrade over Nerdaloid. Nothing against Nerd, just Logan's extremely experienced at a high level. And that was one of the major reasons why I personally think Cuties were able to hang with KD for so long. So when you think about like the transitive order of teams, right? Yes, Cuties, or yes, both of these teams beat Cuties, but KD beat a much stronger version of the Cuties. And I think that that's part of the reason why I'm favoring them so heavily. Not because I want to sleep on Refrigerator, just for them being kind of the underdogs here, but simply because their win over the Cuties was did not have Logan on it, and Logan I think is one of the better demo men in Highlander right now.
Yeah, we sang his praises a lot in the setup for last week's match. We do have the pick ban on your screen right now. You can see the maps here. The pick ban in order went KD banned Steel, Fridge banned Swiftwater, and then picked Upward. And this is interesting because KD we know they're going to ban Steel. Fridge we probably know they're going to ban Swiftwater. It's one of KD's stronger maps. Upward was the Fridge pick. K&D, they've lost 2 upward matches this season so far. They lost to the Cuties in the regular season, 1-2, and they got swept by Momento Mori in week 1 of playoffs. Meanwhile, Fridge, upward was one of the maps that they beat Cuties on in their win, although they did lose to Momento Mori on it last week. So even with that coming in, it looks like Fridge still are keen on the upward pick, even though that's normally not a traditional map that you would look to play against Kids Next Door, but Fridge definitely, they feel like it's their best chance here.
Yeah, I think Swiftwater may have been the KD upset map in previous seasons, but it is looking like Upward right now, as they've definitely looked the most mortal on that coming in. And then Fridge picking Asheville as their last map, I think I guess it would have been between Asheville and Vigil, right?
Yeah. At that
And
point, you just kind of just see which map you think that you can play better. You're thinking less about counter pick and more about what you're more comfortable on at that point.
exactly. Yeah. So, should we get there, it means we're going to see, I'd say we likely see the upset happen on, I say upset, even though they're the higher seed, likely would see Fridge take Upward. I think they definitely, I remember they put up a really fast time against the Cuties on it in their week one match. And I'd say that, I'd be looking a little bit more at this one. I don't know if Fridge has the raw DM to keep up with K&D on Koth, which is why, I was thinking Vigil may have maybe been a smarter pick, but it'll be a while until we get there. But as I mentioned DM right there, that's a trade of players. So that's a good enough spot for me to transition here.
Oh yeah, we can
And
run down the rosters.
right, exactly. So on Kids Next Door, they will be having Syath or Duck Rider 32 on Scout, Muma, also known as Chad, on Soldier, Sizukima on Pyro, Jarrett on Demo, Kresnik on Heavy, Scratchy on Engineer. They'll have Bowl of Mayo on Medic, then Boar and Demento on Sniper and Spy to round it out.
Yep, and our tentative fridge roster we have coming into tonight is going to be RK on Scout, Panth on Soldier, Arts Hispanian on Pyro, Peren on Demo Man, Aeon on Heavy, Sand on NG, Casper on Medic, Page on Sniper, and AGB on Spy.
Yeah, I think we saw last week in the K&D Cuties match that this is only the second time K&D's playing with this current roster, as we do have the teams ready up, and I think Bol and Zuki definitely looked a little rusty in the beginning. There was a bit of a blooper reel on Swiftwater, specifically regarding spies, but they definitely pulled it together as the game went on. So I wouldn't be too worried about that roster change. But yeah, let's get into Upward since we're starting out right here. So K&D is going to be starting out on offense, which I believe is the better side to be starting on. Or no, the worst, excuse me. Fridge being able to, push their own time. Generally, I think most people tend to prefer that one there. So you have an idea of that kind of time. But who are you going to be looking at on Fridge especially, Zag, that you think is going to be, key player?
I think it's going to be interesting to look at how Peren and Aeon hold down the combo against K&D because when you're looking at high invite combos who are playing for placement, what are players who you think would typically be high impact players for every team coming in? And while Jarrett and Kresnik could be very high up there, Peren and Aeon would be comparatively very low. So if they're able to keep par with their K&D counterparts and kind of lead the way for the rest of their team to get things going, I think that's going to be the key for Refrigerator, at least being competitive, if not taking their own map pick.
And I'm going to be looking a little bit at the flank as well, because I know that K&D does like to have Syath play on combo a little bit more, as Chad going in for a big bomb onto Playground. Not going to find anything, but also not going to die, I don't believe, flying all the way out. Boar going to go down as flank able to push him off on the side right there. Muma going in for round 2. Page not going to eat the rocket, going to be killed this time as some kind of standard, aggressive play coming out of K&D, trying to find anything, but frags all go in Fridge's favor.
Yeah, we do see Page get 2 key frags here onto Kresnik and Scythe to kind of set them on respawn timers, but we saw an interesting play as AG was going to stab Boar here. When Muma bombed down on Playground, we saw Jarrett and Scythe walk up on hill and actually take down the soldier holding on the rock, so because of that, Fridge are not going to have their buff banner ready for the defense here. So that was a really nice coordinated play to kind of get themselves that advantage, and off this respawn, they're going to be looking to kind of push in here. They have their medic out of spawn for the first time.
Yeah, that buff banner, as we know from all their weeks playing against Rain, something that can be very powerful where they're buffer battalions. Uber is going to be popped out right now. Jarrett coming in. Jacob nowhere to be found, so no gun sap, and it does not look like they're going to find too much off of this Uber at all. There's the sap coming in now, but extremely late. Uber's already faded. Sand going to have no problem to just unsap that. And it looks like the only kill they found. No, Chad finally coming in will take out Page. RK going to go down as well on the flank to Syath. They finally have some numbers they can start to push in on. But with all of K&D out right now, easy to maybe get some spam or a bomb in, but thankfully Page is dead.
Yeah, it took a while for the sap to come in there, and while it did stall the offense a bit, it looks like losing their sniper is going to be enough of a death sentence for that hold from Refrigerator. They're just going to choose to back out with what players they can. They do lose Johnny from Cali Arts on the way out, which isn't too big of a loss. Your Pyro can just respawn, and as long as they have their sniper here on the platform, which Page finds that early snipe onto Boar, and they have their level 3 set up to 9 movement here. So that was a very clean back out from Fridge, and here's Mento trying to find what he can. Going to end up dropping down. Now we have a bit of a lull while Candy walk up the hill here. Both meds on 90%
Round 2,
Uber.
he gets caught out.
Unfortunate timing, but he is going to be dead for this walk up if Candy want to go off Uber.
When AGB finding Boar a little bit isolated from his team, no one really to challenge Page on hill right now, and that means that with Boar dead, we see Johnny get a little bit aggressive here. No one on Candy really playing forward at all. Actually, no, the combo's going to come in.
They're trying to get
Uber
tunnel
used right there. Yeah, they want to get tunnel presence with this. Big air blasts from Johnny. Going to mean that this she gets sniped out on hill. Going to be the only frag being traded out here. Tsukima has cart about halfway up tunnel, but that wrangled gun is going to stop a lot of potential momentum, and K&D is just really going to need to find some kind of opening on hill, but they just keep bleeding numbers.
Ooh, but AGB in the backline is going to stab Boar for what seems like the third time this game, and then Revolver down Bowl of Mayo. The collapse comes in from RK, and they're going to completely wipe out the K&D combo as Jared and Tsukima drop late there. They do get a Constellation pick onto Aeon, but it's a very good hold for Fridge, and Casper's going to have the Uber advantage on this one. Page hasn't died on this hold yet either, and he's been getting tons of angles and tons of picks, so Fridge are looking really strong here.
I was worried that Fridge may have backed out of first a little bit prematurely, maybe giving a little too much respect to K&D, but, their second hold's looking really strong right now, so it's a good thing that they didn't, compromise that. Momento going in first up, I think he got damage onto Page and forced him off of the window sightline. Because the second time going in will find him this time. That is a sniper down, gun pulled out, cart out of the tunnel. But despite how strong it had been looking, K&D will find the second push here. Bit of a passive hold staying here. Jared's going to get some...
Fridge are going to recontest here with the Uber. They're going to pop out onto cart. Bren getting that flash. RK trying to chase down that Pyro. Tsukima gets cleaned up. And now it's about finding whatever kills they can, but looks like Fridge can't even get up the hill to recontest. And they do find Kresnik in the window, but there's still a lot of players left to recontest. Muma going to bleed to death, and there's AGB finding another kill in the back line. Scout cleanup going the way of K&D as Scythe gets that kill. There's trades back and forth as Page has respawned, and now K&D have their Uber. It's a solo onto Scythe, but there's a level 3 Sentry in the way. Demento gets stickied off of cart, and this hold is going to stay for Fridge for just a little bit longer. That gun cannot go down just yet.
I don't know if I necessarily like the call to Uber in from Fridge there. It puts K&D in an uncomfortable position, and I don't think they played it as well as they may have, normally. That Uber onto Scythe with the gun still up and only Demento on cart seemed a little bit ill-advised. Just, with the height advantage in the corner, they'll eventually force them out, but 4.5 minutes through second is a very good start for Fridge in this match. Granted, if K&D manages to roll third and fourth here, as Jared's
Pren rolled Jared on that jump up, and Page finding another SBS on Tabor. This is really interesting, because Muma and Demento are in the backline right here trying to get something done. Looks like they're going to clean up Muma cleanly. Good job by RK there. This is interesting. Fridge has played an incredibly standard upward. They've backed out flawlessly. They've, not overextended. They're not going for any risky plays. They don't have to. This is like what you would expect out of an old K&D, where they're just playing the holds pretty well. They're Ubering in for pressure, and they're getting out with all their players. It's really strange to see Upward played this textbook at this stage.
Yeah, and have it work this well against K&D too, right? Who, have set the meta on so many different maps. Lots and lots of card pressure right now coming out from K&D. They are going to find Panther, and there goes Johnny. No Pyro. Actually, a lot more important on this point than anything else. Both teams have Uber, and they could capitalize on this without any air blast. Chad playing really close, going to get some good damage off onto Panther before dropping down. But Johnny's going to be up in 7 seconds, and it looks like they're going to take the Uber soon. Jarrett walking up now, going to get blasted in a little bit, but finds Page. Thank you for the boost, says Jarrett as he's pinned in the corner.
He's stuck on the water
He's
pipe.
Trapped on the wall, and he's going to go down.
That's so unfortunate for Jarrett there.
Taking Jarrett out with her, but during that time, I don't know, might not have been shooting enough stickies at cart, as the cart has cleared the ramp.
Yeah, Pren and RK got to get on there trying to deny this. Headshots are being rolled off by Boar right now, and K&D have control of the ramp. It's just RK here trying to get something done against Tsukima, killed by a sticky from Pren on the backline, but unless more get on this cart, this is going to get capped up. 1, 2 explosions, Pren on a 10k now. All those sticky bombs doing work. Jared gets headshot out of the air.
Still hasn't been capped yet.
Yeah, finally they get that capture.
But
Pren on an 11k on this defense, but 6-10 through 3. That's pretty good for Fridge, all things considered. And once again, they don't lose very many people, but Muma in the backline found Casper on the back end of that fight. So that's the key pick that K&D needs to keep their momentum going. They're going to have about 45-50% Uber by the time Casper's up and healing, and they can't get their medic into upper either.
Yeah, and I mean, you don't necessarily want to flame someone who's on an 11k right there, and as weird as that situation was, I saw Peren put like 6 stickies down at her feet in that Uber when you think maybe if she shot those at cart. Fridge is still holding third right now, but because of that Uber ad that you said the move was able to get them, Fridge cannot really get anything resembling an upper hold. They had some people there, but they're forced to back out. Casper playing down by spawn in main with Peren right now. Johnny still up in upper. He's going to go down. Boar snipes him.
Oh,
probably would have him anyway, but yeah. Gets the sniper, but the Uber's going to come out right here. Casper will make it back into spawn, just barely. Scythe going in, getting up top, looking to cause some havoc. Yeah, takes out Page, gets some good damage onto Sand, but will eventually go down, kind of trapped between a gun and a hard place. There is Kresnik, though, dropping out. Tons of frags for K&D. Kresnik riding his Valkyrie into the pit, and that's going to be it. 724. I think Peren only had 1 death, and despite that great first and second hold, K&D really turned on the afterburners after third, and 7.5 minutes is a great time for them.
Yeah, losing that medic there at the back end of the third back out, it stopped their defensive mojo so much because all of a sudden they couldn't get the hold they wanted. For the entire map, whenever Refrigerator got their hold, they pulled out a fairly decent, if not, above average upward time. It looked really good for them up until that point. And while that shows a really good fundamental play for Refrigerator throughout that entire defense, whenever push came to shove, one key play for Candy really made the difference, and it gave them that 7:24 time. It's close to average, maybe a bit faster, maybe a bit slower, depends on the day, but 7:30, that's a good time for both teams. No one's going to be too bent out of shape out of that first round, but yeah, definitely very impressive play from both sides at points in that round, and it's going to be interesting to see what Fridge can dial up in response.
Despite the team, the teams being somewhat even, I really would like to think that this favors K&D right here. When just you consider, kind of the prestige and the reputation and the ability behind the teams. If I'm Refrigerator, I'm thinking that I had some really good games against Cutie, that we had some good games against Cuties on this map where we caught them out, made mistakes, and rolled them. I think they put up like a 3-4 minute time. So a 7.5 minute time, while not bad by any means, especially against K&D, it doesn't leave them that kind of, breathing room that a much longer hold might have, where they're going to need to, K&D had really only one bad push, right? And that was that Uber on second, which, because of how easy second is to cap, they were still able to find it pretty quickly afterwards, and then their third and fourth were perfect.
Yep, and we are going to be setting up to this next round. Candy just taking care of the sacks real quick. They get everyone except Muma. He's going to get taken down by Johnny with that flare gun. Boar is over here on the Bizarre Bargain, which we know he does like to pull out sometimes. Has an headshot onto RK, so going to be charging a little bit faster as Paige looking for that SVS from the right rock. It's going to be important who finds his headshot. For now, although AGB is going to go down a bit early. Going to need for that offensive spy to respawn if they want the sap, but it looks like Fridge is going to go anyway.
Yeah, we see the med out of spawn right there. Casper is going to use onto Peren right there. No sap on the gun yet again. Grouchy doing a quick 180 to see if there's a spy coming in. No one to be found. Just like what we saw at K&D. Really nothing going to come out of that Uber other than the trade. Boar on the Bizarre Bargain, something we've seen him do on this point a couple times. Finds a body shot at Ant, so that won't increase his charge rate, but all the frags there are going over to K&D.
Yep, Demento decloaking at the end, finding a stab onto Peren to make sure that there's no more threat coming onto those playground players. Candy get the full reset, get all their players buffed up. And AGB hasn't even gotten the teleporter yet either, so spawns are fast for K&D. AGB either has to get a teleporter kill or a gun stab. Either way, looks like another playground jump from the flank of Fridge. Pant gonna get taken down immediately. They do find Kresnik, but RK gets traded by Syath on that flank side. Looks like they're just trying to walk cart with as many players as they can.
Yeah, Aeon getting some really prime real estate up on Cliff right now, going to be one of the primary factors, and him and Johnny are going to get in pretty aggro on second. Casper finding a saw on Demento, even though there will still actually be a pretty large disad. Maybe, probably with Disguise, actually, which is why you didn't get the Uber, but no. Bull feels pressured enough to pop. He doesn't want to drop anyone. They are going to clean up Johnny, but AGB going to take out Boar on the back end, and Syath unable to find Casper. Backs out, gets himself the pack on first. Peren and Paige also going to be kills, but almost full ad right now for Casper. And with Boar being down, this is prime time for Fridge to push.
Yep, Pant was in the backline just now in window. Is going to get taken down by that pipe out of Jared. Jared on a 5k so far on this defense. Defensive Demo Man having a really good showing on upward so far. And Fridge do have to wait a little bit to get their spawners back. Mentor's going to get caught out in the meantime, so unfortunate for them on the comms factor. And right now it's about 45% ad for Fridge to work with. They have to start going soon, although Boar has gotten up onto the sniper perch on that platform. He's going to immediately take down Johnny, so looking a bit rough. They're going to Uber in anyway, going to pop early, try to avoid that sniper silent. Aside gets an early kill onto Aeon, trying to get whatever they can with this Uber. They're going to end up taking down the level 1 gun, and Paige a kill onto Scratchy backing out. That's very important.
Watch Syath come in on flank here. He's got onto Peren. Will we be able to find the kill on her? Ooh. Not quite. No, we'll be forced to back out. A good flank from him there. Not too much as no. Now here comes another Uber out of Bull. Peren going to be caught out right away, as is Johnny. Chad coming in as well, takes out Casper. Not sure where that was. Maybe inside tunnel? I see him in tunnel right now, so it's likely, but I don't know. Fridge had that full ad on that sniper down. They had plenty to push off of, but just waited too long, bled a few too many players, and with that, it looks like their time's kind of running out.
For as much of a disciplined first half we saw out of Fridge on the defense, they've been completely undisciplined on the offense, where we're seeing like their snipers ending Ubers in the enemy window. It's like they're not setting up properly for these pushes, and Candy are really punishing them with the re-pushes back in to take space. And although Casper kills Demento again, probably end up going down to the chase. One more jump from Chad, gonna take out Casper. Muma getting that rocket in just at the end. And although Page doesn't find a counter step onto the board, they're gonna get a full Uber dis ad coming forward here. Bull at 75. They did find a lot of cleanup kills, but Candy are so far forward that's gonna take Fridge a lot of time to make this ground back.
Yeah, and with 3.5 minutes out, AGB will take out Jared, so there is a bit of a opening with no demo man there, but the gun's still level 2. Beeping at a lot of things, not getting too many shots off. Yeah, we'll go down. Sand shooting that out. Scratchy gonna try to rebuild it, probably just gonna have to abandon it right away. Yeah, 2 Sticky takes that out. Passive hold right now from Candy, but they do have Uber ad. We saw Fridge get a lot out of Ubering back in aggressively in second. Scythe coming in right now, gonna primarily getting denied by Johnny, so not too much he can do. Everyone else on Fridge is gonna back out. Karen got body shot. Pant coming in on a big bomb, gonna get reflected by Zukima. Lands on the ledge though,
oh, but
and it is gonna be enough to
3K.
find a ton of kills. Yeah.
Dropped out a window and got all those cleanup kills, 3K onto the K&D combo, and with all that forward pressure that big Russian man provides, Fridge are able to just collapse on that, and they get that pressure, they get the capture on second, and now they're trying to stumble into third. We see Johnny and Peren are already spawn camping the drop down. This could be exactly what they need to get back into the half.
Yeah, does Chad know? He shoots some rockets. It looks like he knows that they're definitely waiting below there. Demento, is he going in for a stab? Yeah, he is. Decloaking right there. Aeon gonna catch him out. He's gonna go down pretty quickly. Jarrett taking the option to go around the long way, and they're gonna have to fight this from back on third, but here is Johnny in deep, and Scratchy's gonna go down. The flare shot coming in. No NG. Bull, super low. Will he be able to heal back up? He's beeping the jump.
It's
on
the greaser. It's the greaser,
now.
not enough
Yeah.
damage. Pren does find a kill on the side at the end there, but the important thing is the cart has been ×3 the entire time, and Candy's been stuck in their spawn trying to get out. They did at least force Casper's Uber, but that's third completely snowballed. We very hardly ever see a complete third snowball where the cart never stops once. But it is gonna be what Fridge pulled off here, and now they have a minute 45 to push last. Sure, they have to build up Uber a bit, but now this is suddenly doable.
Yeah, you have a minute 45. Granted, Casper was either forced or killed at some point during that. So ad is in the favor of Bull right now, sitting on 80% up in tiles. But a minute 30, Casper should have enough to get 2 Ubers out of this. And, if they can find a kill on Bull in the post, or just, enough kills on the combo, they could just take this as is. But minute 30, and this is the type of game you love to see, because anyone can pull this out at this point.
AGB's trying to get on Scratchy's gun here. It is a level 3 built up. As Page finds the opening pick, a snipe onto Boar, going to be big for the push. Uber being traded in the back stairwell right now, but Casper went down. That's so unfortunate. Kresnik got the kill on Casper before he could get his Uber charge, and now Fridge have lost a lot of players. Sure, Page is still railing off headshots, but now they need to wait for all their respawns, and with a minute on the clock left, 1 Uber, 1 more chance is all they're going to have.
Yeah, you feel like maybe that's a little bit of just inexperience, or, kind of that hype of, oh yeah, let's do what we can beat them, and you start walking up the stairs at, 95%, and you're just not able to finish that last little bit off. AGB going and going to be caught out very easily, and with now only 45 seconds, this went from anyone's game. Yeah, Jarrett going down is big, good on Aeon. RK playing up in that back stairs, though, is going to be spotted out. Not too much he can do right now. They're kind of watching him to run out. Johnny got to peek up here, but Kresnik doing so much work up in backstairs.
Muma has a banner ready. He's going to pop that one off here as Pant bombs in. At least he's going to force that, but Candy have this big advantage to work with. Bren going to get shredded on the cart because of that. And they do get a bit of cart time, but it's 20 seconds left on the clock, and Casper's not going to have Uber, and he's losing players. Kresnik on a 9K on this defensive last hold. Candy's flank is pushing out into main, cleaning up everyone they can. Page, Sand, Aeon all dropping, and there's Casper getting chased all the way back by Syath. Gonna go down for his trouble, but that should be the round 1 in favor of K&D.
That was a nice step, stops Italian, and just jump strafes onto RK. And I mean, yeah, K&D's gonna win that. The ending, wasn't too close, but really, you really felt Fridge had a chance there, right?
Yeah, there were moments in that round where Fridge were incredibly competitive both on offense and defense. It's just about cleaning it up.
Yeah, if Casper gets that Uber off in stairs with about a minute and 30 left, who knows how that happens, right? Maybe that Uber doesn't do anything, but I think Zukima had been dead. They had gotten
opening pick on DeBoer.
Yeah, they'd gotten the pick on DeBoer. There's no sniper, no pyro in that, so they're not going to have to air blast. Bull's probably going to have to flash more, and maybe you see something else. But unfortunately, that extra second of maybe rush or whatever pressure Fridge were feeling kind of got to them. They, made a bit of a hasty decision and ultimately ends up costing them. But I think if you're Fridge, that's the way you want to lose a half, right? Just saying, okay, we were even with them throughout most of that. It was just one decision. And if we can avoid making, just like you said on offense, right? That one pick that K&D got right off the Muma flank, won them that half. And in that same way, just one decision, one mistake cost Fridge taking the half on
Potentially.
offense. So, you know, if it's K&D making that mistake next time, we could be tied 1-1.
Yeah, it's very promising for Fridge coming into this map, and we do know this is their pick. They've practiced on this, and Candy have been weaker on upward than we're used to this season. So this showing just kind of confirms our suspicions that we already had, where Fridge do have what it takes to take their map pick. It's just they need to clean up their play a little bit. They are a newer team. They are a bit more inexperienced when compared to, the veterans that stack Candy's side, but it's definitely very doable for them going into the next half. And the logs were incorrect on your guys' screens for a bit. We're going to try to get those up soon, but until then, we have a match on our hands, honestly.
Yeah, and it's pretty good to see. It was kind of, I was a little bit worried K&D was going to come out and be their dominant selves, but Fridge again, just we're kind of saying the same thing, but they really are putting a fight to him. But on the other hand, you already lost this half, right? So if you can't turn it around in the next one, your prospects, despite how close it is, are going to look pretty dire on Cascade, because you have to imagine K&D is going to be favorited to take that one, just A, because it's Koth, B, because they've practiced so much more on it, most likely because it's their map. So all going to come down to that. I think I heard already up in the server, but it looks
Aeon
like
readied up right away for Fridge, which I like that. It means that they're confident in their game plan.
Yeah, and they're not, either. Well, either they're confident or they're extremely tilted. But I doubt it's. I doubt it's the tilt.
As we do have the correct logs on your screen. The pick class difference was honestly insane in that game. We saw AGB get tons of picks, tons of decloaks, a couple of very important chain stab revolver kills, including onto snipers and medics. Meanwhile, Paige, I'm pretty sure I don't have the exact SVS stats, but it seemed like every time they were taking an SVS, Paige came out victorious and then got more frags afterwards. So definitely big players on the refrigerator.
The flanks definitely look a lot different with RK going 13 and 11, not, an awful upward scout KD, but compare that to Syat at 21 and 7. And then, both of the soldiers, dying more often than getting frags, as is kind of the case when you're, bombing in constantly. But Muma 11 and 23, Panther 6 and 17.
The Muma feed top deathing.
Muma feed top deathing by a large amount. But Panther unable to get nearly as much in terms of frags or damage when he did go in. So despite the the pick class difference, the flank went in K&D's favor, and then Peren as well. We saw that 11k on defense. So out fragging Jarrett, about even in the damage. But
even in damage.
You gotta wonder if going for the as weird as that situation was, right, with the two of them getting clipped on each other. If those stickies go on card and the card doesn't make it up the ramp, maybe they haven't enough time to get that last Uber in that they weren't able to this time.
I actually like what Pren did on that point, keeping Jared in, because a fully overhealed demo and post is a very big threat, especially when you need to defend ground when your sentry gun's still there. So I don't hate that play, it's just everyone else needs to help with cart at that time. So like someone has, the responsibilities have to be spread a bit, and it's a very abnormal situation when your demo man is body blocking the enemy demo man in an Uber. So, people might not be prepared for that. But, it's, give and take. Some things are always better left in hypotheticals, but we'll be going into the next half right away as both teams readied up. K&D starting on defense this time. We're gonna have to see if they can pull out a better performance. And we did see Boar went 0 and 7 versus Page in the SVS in the first half, so defensive sniper, he has a bit of a chance to redeem himself here.
Yeah, always that really great point upward first. Boar playing a bit of the I guess the Japan angle on that, but here come in the bombs. Peren in, gonna go down.
I like the delayed soldier.
Yeah, Panther a little bit later, but here comes in the spy. Not gonna find anything. Zuki protects his sniper. AGV gonna go down, but Jacob and now Kresnik being taken down in quick order. The heavy pick gonna be a little bit more meaningful than the spy. Casper still sitting in spawn, shooting arrows out. My own strat.
It would be even more meaningful, but it looks like he's gonna be leaving now. To kill the tally. But that is not the case, and they will be getting their respawns and teleports in here shortly. Boar gonna kill Sand, that car push going down early as the Ubers have been exchanged on the track side. It is a bit better for the side of K&D right now as they're pushing Fridge back up that hill. Bombs up to Playground are a bit delayed for Fridge as they can't find anything. They get Muma, and now Kresnik dies to another headshot, but frags are in favor of K&D so far. That said, Fridge, Fridge gonna get that kick onto Boar, so now we see Page with a bit of room to work.
Page is up on that hill right away, as your sniper should be when they don't have to worry about the SVS. Jarrett doing his best to kind of push him off, but he's not getting healed up right now. Gonna be forced back. Yeah, gets sniped out. It's a demo down. Bull's gonna be forced to retreat. Will escape with his life. Ooh, can Page go in for the god shot? Doesn't look like it. Zuki gonna zone him out right there. Panther, ooh, the bomb. Zuki doing a lot of work for K&D right now, but minute 27 on first, about standard. dead even on the Ubers right now, but KND does not have the most aggressive hill positioning, forced back to play on the corner, so important for them. SVS is going to mean a lot here. Would be a good time for Boar to get his first kill.
Yeah, go after for tunnel though. Looks like Candy are gonna have to retreat their players. Now Candy trying to commit back into that as Uber is over the hill for Fridge, trying to get some trade going on as Boar finds first SVS win onto Page. Post Uber is gonna be happening in just a second as Candy's is later. Jared has a later flash, but they don't have enough to chase any kills. Now Kresnik is in the tunnel right now and he takes out Casper from that vent area. No one there to protect him. And Kresnik walking out trying to get more, gets a kill onto Panther before getting taken out in the end. RK gonna trade one onto Demento, but it's chaos here. Candy are losing more players and they have longer respawns at this point, so it looks like Fridge have more room to walk forward here.
Yeah, Bull is alive, but that Uber at isn't going to do him much in the immediate, couple seconds. Aeon managed to end that fight into the window, and I thought he was going to get trapped out right there, but it ended up being, an exact perfect kind of hiding spot for him, as when the repush happened, he was already perfectly positioned. He's going to get spammed out now. Jared takes him down. Big bomb out of Panther onto Trax. Going to force Boar back and gets him with the splash. Great rocket right there. No sniper makes this so much easier to push. Everyone on Candy is solo help right now. Boar is sweating to get arrows out, and they're not regging.
Oh, Side gets punched before he can get the finish off on Sand. Was in position there for a lot of cleanup on those low players, but only got one in the end. We do see Candy have bought times to the respawns. AGB drops out a window and gets that stab onto Kresnik, so that's some time to go forward. Demento going to trade one onto Page there, as both spies do live for now. Uber out from K&D, got forced by Panther on the bomb. Going to try and force Casper. Casper at 97, 98. Casper needs 2 more percent to get, and he does. Going to pop that one off onto all of his teammates. Everyone gets a flash here walking forward, trying to clear up these kills. Jarrett, Boar, Muma all going down. It's just the gun left for K&D, and that's going to be Fridge taking the second point.
Yeah, just they really, really needed to kill Casper with that Uber, and they just weren't able to get onto him, either not forward enough or, too much denial coming out of Arts there. But K&D going to force back to third. 3.5 minutes. This is a minute faster than it took K&D to push on their own time. So, slight ad right now for Fridge. And slight Uber ad as well, 5%, even though they popped later. Better building out of Casper right here. And no gun means that they can kind of hold this aggressive positioning, at least until K&D gets more spawns. And Panther jumping bend, yeah. Looking good. Page going to be down, though, means that no sniper is going to let them play a little bit more forward here. To see how this card pressure turns out.
Yeah, Zukima rotates into Bucket, forces that soldier out, gonna need to get heals and re-pushed into there. It looks like Boar's gonna go try to meet him for some reason, gonna eat a rocket and have to back out of that one. As both meds about to have Uber, Bull did end up building a bit faster, so he has first, but the cart is up the second bend right now, so Fridge looking in good position for this push. They're gonna look to walk up now. Uber gonna be popped on front in just a second as they have Bucket control as well. Uber being exchanged on the gun. Stickies are trying to get on it, but meanwhile, Jared has gotten the cart pushes. RK and Sand have dropped. In the meantime, Art's trying to reflect this Uber, but it's a bit too little too late, as now Muma and Kresnik trying to get some space, but Kresnik gets headshot on the walkout, and Page finds another one onto Zukima, so frags are in favor of RK for this post.
Aeon still in shithouse, by the way. Jacob went to go decloak on him, and AGB caught him decloaking and got some counter espionage in. Ooh, Page, huge surf, gonna live too! What a play surfing
and
from
there's the Aeon flank paying off out of shithouse, gets Jared and Muma. Gonna kill Scythe as well with a 1 HP, and he's taunting Scythe.
Aeon with a 3K coming out of nowhere. He has been like a bad toenail fungus in shithouse that entire time. They were not able to push him out. Aeon dropping some heat into the chat. 5 minutes through third, and I mean, again, they're about a minute faster than their last offense. And this time, though, KND does not have the upper hold. Fridge has, solely or squarely taken control of that. Chad gonna fall into the pit, blown back from Johnny. RK gonna be the trade on that, though. Bull gonna be hit low. He's standing on a sticky. Zuki, Mr. President's sticky, faces him off, and yeah, can he land the shot? He will. That takes out Boar, actually.
Oh, but in the back line, Candy walked through main, and they're walking at Casper. Casper gets a saw on Demento, but gets killed before he can pop. So Candy have the victory on that side. That said, Johnny going to clean up Bull in the end, as well as Aeon finding another one onto Scythe. It looks like control of upper has been retained by Fridge after that ring around the Rosie game, and there goes Jarrett into the pit. Fridge now have control of last. They're pushing the cart in. It's just a level 1 and a pyro with a scorch shot trying to defend cart. It's ×4. Boar does find the headshot onto Sand, but they need to get players off cart. Johnny gets... Oh, he gets the reflect off, and that scout's gonna push it in. RK getting the final cap. 6 minutes for Fridge. What an amazing push.
Yeah, that was just beautiful. Aeon is being such a thorn in the side of KND right there. Managed to take out Bull after that Uber. Casper actually got Uber because he got a saw onto Demento and then dropped before he was able to take it back and pop. Which, as a med main, it always feels so bad. But, his team able to pick him up there and just continue the strong push. K&D was able to get the med, but they weren't able to get enough of the other combo members, and they just, got caught out of their aggressive positioning, and Fridge just, pushed it in. So 6 minutes, definitely a time that they got to feel really happy about.
It was such a weird play too, because Candy just popped Uber in from the place the offense normally pops Uber into, and everyone just played, they went around tiles, they dropped down, they went back up, and in the end, Frag just went in the favor of Fridge. They did a good job kiting out, not losing too many players, even though they did drop their medic, and with that control they got, and with the cart stacking at the end, that 6-minute time is definitely good. In the meantime, we do have a bit of an error, of a connection error.
Yeah, looks like servers dying, question mark?
That'd be unfortunate. What would be the protocol at that point? Because Fridge deserved their 6-minute time.
Oh, no, it looks like we're back. Yeah, I think we're back. Okay. Maybe? I don't know. I see Johnny's taunt going through, but everyone else is standing still.
Yeah. We're no longer at a connection error. I think we're just at a normal pause at this point.
Yeah, it might have been because of server lag, maybe, in the future. I would imagine that at this point, the half would not be replayed, and it would be K&D starting on offense, and they would just have to cap in 604.
Minutes.
That's how it should be in a cosmic sense, right? I don't know if that's what the rules are.
Yeah. Either way, we'll have to see. If we do have to reset the server, what is it going to end up happening with the admins on that one? They're probably discussing the possibility as we speak. But in the meantime, we do just have a pause now. Maybe they're just waiting for the server to kind of stabilize a bit, which would be perfectly fair. In the meantime, we can kind of talk about that offense from Fridge, because they improved upon their first half offense, even though it was pretty good.
Yeah, we got a message forwarded to us from Demento. They don't know if it crashed. That there was a lag spike. So I think we're unpaused right now anyway?
Yeah, just pausing to stabilize the server. And yeah, we are unpaused, ready to keep going here. Clock's not right, need a HUD reload real quick.
As do I, but yeah, I think a lot of that great push from Fridge came from how quickly they were able to get third. Just Aeon never dying in Shithouse, and I think that, Muma's feed playstyle, while it normally works, he just chain died a little bit too often on third, allowing Panther and, Johnny to get really good bend control and just, consistently apply pressure onto the Candy combo.
Yep, we're now into the half. Fridge on defense trying to defend a 6-minute time. Scythe with an opening frag onto RK, and Boar winning that SPS onto Pant. Actually taking that Soldier. I don't know why I thought that said Page, probably 4-letter word that started with P, but we'll be waiting for both medics to walk out as sacks. They haven't truly come out yet here, but Candy, they don't really do traditional sacks. They kind of just walk forward and look for pressure. Page getting that snipe onto Kresnik, and Jarrett getting cleaned up, meaning those walks didn't work, but Boar finds that headshot onto Page, so Candy are going to look to go soon.
Oh, AGP gets sent flying, and he will live, actually. Only 8 health. That cloaked damage resistance helping him out there. But yeah, Boar will, find the snipe onto Page. I don't know if he got one in that last defense, but definitely one of the first he's been able to find. So Bull is out of spawn right now. AGP nowhere in position to stab. Uber's going to come in through tracks.
Oh, Jarrett's lagging?
I think this is where the pause is.
Yeah, this is where they pause, yeah. This is where the lag spike happened. In the meantime, we can take stock of the players alive. It looks like, there's a lag spike ending.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. It happened right as they popped Uber, so Candy's entire Uber was wasted during the lag spike, so Bull just times his Uber out and dies.
Yeah, and then dies with the stickies on him. That's really unfortunate for K&D, although it's kind of rough at this point. Like, what would you actually do in this sense? Either way, the game goes on, and Casper's going to have about a 30% Uber advantage to work with on the defense here. Demento, I see that, it's a Sapper built by Demento. That looked weird on my HUD for a second, but Candy, you're going to have to reset here. Muma is up, so all 9 players for both teams have spawned. Candy is going to try and dry push outside of spawn. They have a lot of players on the hill, but Page going to win that SPS onto Boar, making things difficult.
AGB in the back, and Jarrett gonna go down 2 pipes from Perun, unable to find anything meaningful. Zuki doing his best to get this cart pushed up. It's right around the bend right now, but it's all Refrigerator right now. All of the kills are going in their favor. AGB just long-range revolvering. Doesn't even need to go for any stabs, and Zuki eventually gonna be pushed out by Johnny. It's not enough health compared to the overheal.
Scratchy's up right here. If he knew Aeon was this low, he could try and kill him. Gonna go a bit too late. Tries for the kill onto Page, but gonna get out in time. Scratchy should be burning out unless he gets on cart or gets an arrow. He get a headshot for his trouble. Why not? Overkill a bit. But now Candy, you're gonna try and go at this again. Bull now is 100% Uber, although he's very low HP. Candy, you have a couple players down, but they're gonna probably look to go anyway. As AGB finds that stab onto Boar, gets traded for his trouble. And Demento has been lit on fire in the backline, so they know he's there. Not gonna be able to get a sap on the gun as he gets taken out by the Wrangler. Uber in on the Candy for the front side, getting it easily countered by the side of Fridge with that Johnny flash. Gonna push all of K&D back here. Muma's bomb on Playground does not work, and again, all the frags going for Fridge.
pretty sure this round is over at this
Yeah.
point. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, 3 minutes left. Upward is about 2.5 minutes as a straight ×3 no interruption cap. They've got some at first, but assuming Fridge doesn't just all disconnect from the server, they're pretty much gonna take this.
Yeah, if they play like Muma and stock on the card 24/7, they win the game. So this round's all but over. We can keep on a little bit here, see if Candy can be salvage some pride on this offense.
Get first, maybe second.
Hopefully. Demento is going to drop again before he can get the sap on the gun, unfortunately. So still going to be Wrangle at full HP. Aeon doing a lot of work here on Playground, but going to have to go down and gets taken down by Scratchy on that jump off. And although Page is on a 6 kill streak right now, we're going to take down his soldier counterpart. Fridge going to be down more players. Boar gets that headshot onto the enemy sniper, and they're going to back out here, finally.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame about what happened regarding the the lag there, but I guess the silver lining of it for Candy is that they probably lose this half anyway.
Yeah, you never want to say that they have no chance.
Yeah, they definitely have a chance. We've seen crazier things happen, right? But, at least you can say, yeah, well, we played our defense pretty poorly, even after when they had that even Uber exchange on the second time, they didn't get too much out of it. So, maybe this one just wasn't in the cards.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of either salvaging a total 6-minute push for Fridge or one Uber on first for Candy's offense, I feel like you have to kind of edge towards Fridge in that regard. You never want to have to make that decision. But yeah, Candy definitely has a lot to improve on the defense, and they know that at this point. They probably will say that, to kind of clear the air that they didn't deserve to win the round, unless they just want to, play denial card, which, they have the choice on how to deal with it. Either way, Fridge definitely looked very convincing, and as I said, they're going to lose second here, but a minute 25 on the clock, and I feel like it's barely possible, if not at all at this point, so yeah, we're going to have an equalizer here.
Fridge could try disconnecting from server right now and putting us in a very interesting spot.
No, 8-man disconnect except for AGB, and they have to find the spot where he can block card on the edge.
Just gets in the middle of everyone so that no one knows who's bumping who.
The move is disguised as heavy with fists out, always works.
Yeah, we see some Candy getting forward here, but again,
stat padding.
Next half, Candy needs to just respect Aeon more. I know that, from what I've been told, there's always some verbal beef going on in their scrims for one reason or another. Boar and Aeon, especially, I think, tend to go at it a little bit.
Why not give AGB a 3K trick stab before he dies to the
and then
mini?
air blast him off.
Yeah.
So, he got killed by the mini before he even died to the pit, but I don't know if that kind of trash talk is manifesting in game in terms of like disrespecting him, but he had really meaningful plays on both second and third, and then even on last, even though he didn't contribute to killing the combo, he was able to find out bowl. So really big plays by him, and we're gonna need to give him the respect that he deserves as a heavy playing. Oh, the sand and the big sentry jump.
Oh my god! Him wrenches Jarrett and taunts him on the ramp. That's the play of the game. Oh, you can't get more VM than that. And that's going to be...
That might be the play of the season, and that's going to put a bow on a very, very well-played half from the refrigerator.
Fridge now has the advantage in momentum and in the mental game off that one.
Oh, that was majestic. I see a player, and I'm like, oh, that's wait a second, that's a wrench.
Yeah, either way, that's going to be equalized 1-1 on this upward. Fridge's pick, first map of this lower bracket finals, top 2 on the cards for both these teams. All they got to do, win this match. Fridge putting a case in for their own upward pick.
And if they win this, then the rest of the match suddenly becomes a lot tenser, right? Because maybe you think, well, Asheville still was their pick, right?
Yeah.
Refrigerator. So, assuming that if they manage to pull this out, K&D wins their map, I feel like K&D's got a better chance on Asheville than on Upward, especially this season. Suddenly, this becomes a much closer one, and I mean, wouldn't really be fair if you and Rogue got to cast until midnight, but I didn't when I finally stepped in. So
yeah, gotta go all the way.
We're gonna see.
Unfortunately, only one payload, one stopwatch map, so not gonna be those long three half maps coming in. As we're gonna have a little bit of a server restart here, just making sure it's all up and ready to go. Hopefully nothing like that lag spike happens again in a more close situation. That would be a lot more damning, but you kind of have to toss it aside because of how well Fridge played on their side.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just I'm just excited. I want to see this game be close, since I think a lot of people were really expecting the 2-0 K&D here. But the fact that they've made one half close, took a second, means that anything can go. So
Yep, we got logs on your screen right now. Big Johnny from Cali top fragging that half, tying with Paige. Paige once again outperforming Boar, even if Boar did get a bit more even on the SVS in that half. But yeah, across the board, a lot of the plays like some we wanted Pan to step up in comparison with Muma, and he definitely did. So
yeah, not that good of a look for Moomer right there on the 4 and 16. And then yeah, Johnny coming out with 15 and 4, just able to walk forward. Played the heels that he needed to, and able to cause a lot of trouble for K&D just everywhere. I mean, we saw him be good on defense. We saw him consistently getting kills on offense too. Able to come in, like, I guess to kite K&D's aggression well, and then position himself in a good spot to capitalize on them after the fact. And I mean, I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know if it was K&D just being sloppy, or maybe not giving enough respect to the players in Refrigerator, but they gotta tighten up, right? Because in another timeline, they've already lost this map.
yeah, if things went a bit differently on the first map, definitely could see Refrigerator realistically winning that one. And although we'll never really know if Candy truly had a chance in that second half, even though we're leaning to no, it's still, it could have gone Refrigerator's way. And in that last half, we can kind of see what happened with the offense and why it went so well for Refrigerator. They outfragged Candy by 30, and while the damage difference was only about like what 500, 30 frags, 500 damage, not really going to be that, or DPM rather, excuse me. Whether or not that would correlate to proper frags at the right time, we'd have to see. But Aeon, big cleanup on second and third, bought his team a lot of space that let them push the cart pretty uncontested for a lot of the crucial parts of Upward, and just big plays being made all around by a lot of the Refrigerator players that we did ask to step up. I mentioned I wanted to see Aeon really make space for his team. That's exactly what he's been doing.
It's worth noting that out of Johnny's 15 frags, only 3 of them were the spy. So most of them were on, real classes to be sure. And also impressive is just that Refrigerator outfragged K&D when they were pushing. Because normally, when you see a semi-close upward log, it'll be like, the defensive team always has the advantages, right? Where you'll normally see the defense outfrag the offense if it's close. Whenever the attacking team outfrags the defense, despite the longer spawn times, it just means that they were really, really dominant. And, good on them, able to do that.
Yep, as we do have the server successfully reloaded, players going to be loading into that one, getting ready for the tiebreaker half on Upward here. A lot on the line in this first map. Refrigerator, they might feel like they need this map if they want a chance at the rest of this match. Meanwhile, K&D, they probably don't want to look weak going into their map pick, even if they are confident on it. So definitely going to be a lot on the line for these teams in this final half. Maybe they'll try to break out something they haven't done quite yet, although for Refrigerator, it's been working pretty well so far. If they want to just keep doing what they've been doing, make sure it stays clean and consistent, they're going to be looking good here.
Yeah, I mean, I just gotta really wait for them to ready up now. It looks like we still need. Now we're waiting for AGB to rejoin his own team and for Jarrett then to
swap.
switch. I mean, we've seen what the team that started on defense win both halves so far.
Yeah,
And
good hold from both.
for what it's worth, these the 2-1s tend to follow the same order, right? I feel like, I don't know, like I always like to default to starting on defense, but it feels like once you get locked into this, it's almost prophetic. But hopefully, Fridge are going to be able to kind of flip the script on how those things normally go and pull out the dub here.
If we had a stats team, we'd be able to tell you what the percentage of win rate on defense was. If not even like further defense in a row, where we'd see the 3-0 for red side. But either way, we don't have that for you, so gonna be using our.
We need Rogue's Rogue statistical knowledge here. We miss you, Zach. Please come back and analyze for us.
Just gonna have to use whatever circumstantial evidence we think we have. Until then, just gonna be waiting on this final ready up. Looks like someone did end up disconnecting, so it's a member of K&D. Looks like we'll be needing to get back into the server.
Sayath's here. Zuki's here. Kresnik.
He's there. He's there.
Bull. No,
Bull's there.
Demento.
Dementa.
Like going like class by class. I'm like, come on, where's the gap?
Speaking of Demento, I feel like we need him to step up. And granted, while he is like a lot of Candy's brains, behind the operation, making things work out, if for some reason they're not able to kind of match Fridge in the macro play and he's getting outperformed by AGB, you got to think he's just having a bit of an off night so far.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just not able to find. I mean, Johnny looks pretty locked in right now, so that that always might play a part on it. But yeah, I mean, well, granted, we've seen both spies be pretty desynced on those first pushes, right? Just
Yeah,
like
no one's
not
gotten a
getting a
sap
sap
on
on
the
the gun,
first Uber ever.
which is like is weird because you'd imagine that that's not that hard to time.
Maybe that's getting caught a lot. I know the Scythe Zukima combo is very hard to actually make plays on, and but where Scythe patrols on the left side makes it hard to cross. Zuki blows
At least
flames
on
in
the
the
first
middle.
half, when the Uber faded, Jacob just ran out of tunnel and sapped the gun and died for it. So like, I don't think he wasn't that he couldn't get behind. I don't know if it's the
Yeah,
miscommunication or what, but
Jacob definitely has had his chances, whether or not that's just the team going without him or him not properly communicating or just being there in time. We can't really know, but either way, all we know is that it's been not looking the best on that. And both teams, while they have had decent upward first pushes, there's been a lot of time lost on upward first so far for both sides, compared to an optimal push. Said the gates are going to drop here on this third and final half of Upward, map 1 in the balance as Candy starts out on offense. They just lost, couldn't push Refrigerator's 6-minute time. They'll have a chance now, hopefully without that potential lag spike. Muma gonna do his early bomb, taken down without doing much, and now Candy gonna have to walk the card up like they usually do.
Jacob sitting on the
He got
mine
caught,
cart
yeah.
is gonna be caught out by Aeon. What are you doing there, buddy? I'm sure he's asking himself right now. Good pipes, though, from Jarrett. Gonna force them off the playground before he goes down to a Rap Assassin ball?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Do my eyes deceive me? Is that... I had a war flashback to when the Sandman was still allowed, but... much more benign. But yeah, again, no real successful sacks here. Both teams doing a good job of just, keeping all of holding down the fort. Not giving up anything for free. Page now on a 3K. Bull out of spawn. Looks like they're just going to go for a dry Uber here. Jacob is behind right now.
Unless he takes the
spawn,
telly, he's not going to get on the sap. If he saps the telly, he can't get the gun. He's going to sap the telly, so he's not going to be able to get the gun. Uber is popped out here on the front line. No sap on it means Jarrett can't get it down. It stays up pretty much full HP as we have a bit of a lag spike, although not that much of a big one coming in here. Candy looking to reset here. They have Kresnik up on playground. Servers dropping a bit, but AGB has found the stab onto Boar as Kresnik's taking the playground.
Yeah, we are now actually in a big lag spike.
Yeah, the real ones here. The other ones are just early warning signs. The real tidal wave is here.
I mean, I want to say Candy's got a pretty decent shot at taking this. They did lose Boar, but they've got Zukima pushed pretty forward. Kresnik is in a good spot on playground. Panther and RK are potentially there to take him out. RK is staring up at him from below.
Yeah, they should kill him. One rocket, one meat shot's all it takes. And I guarantee he was calling it for Panther. So Kresnik should drop here unless he gets a really clutch arrow from Bull. And seeing as Bull has Medigun out, doesn't look like that's going to come in. We can take a look at the classes. Both teams have 7 players up. It's Spy NG down for Fridge, Sniper, Soldier down for Candy. Sniper and Soldier are very important for upward post because if you're able to push the defense back, Sniper can get a lot of those post picks that lead into snowballs, and Soldier can help take playground control. And if Kresnik goes down here, Candy have no playground control. It's gonna have to be Jarrett jumping on top of it, which means he can't spam from lower. Meanwhile, Sand being down means the gun is gonna go down here once Candy look at it. It's already very low HP.
Important more in the long term, though, is that Sand did go down, so the gun is actually still alive. Probably not for long, but it's not going to be able to be rebuilt. No teleporter either. So even if they may be able to hold this, if they can find, as we do have the unpause
Hunter's
coming
gonna sap
in,
it.
ooh,
Trade
yeah,
his-
good.
trade
good
his
step on the
flag?
page, and he gets
Aeon,
Koren
track him
as
maybe?
well. So no demo means that Fridge is going to be forced back off. Syed chasing, but not going to find anything once Aeon takes out the fists. Chad gets his complimentary dispenser pick. And 126, that's just running into his own death.
That's his confidence speaking. We just got first guys and going and chase and instantly shut down. Either way, that's a 4K for Page. Going to be set up here on this B platform overlooking the push. Boar is left hill, going to get stabbed by AGB, so going to be on another respawn timer. Candy finally going to try and take kill as a team. Boar not being with his combo there is a bit, you kind of want to see your sniper ready for the push up, because without him, now they have to worry about Page.
Yeah, just again, going to be sitting pretty on that porch. The standard spot, nothing different here. Again, textbook, as you were saying, at least for these first 2 points. Panther and RK playing a little bit more passively in tunnel, opting to play actually outside of it rather than inside of it. Just, spamming down at the card. Zukima gonna get the cart pretty far up, and he will go down for that as the Uber gets popped off on hill. Aeon sitting inside tunnel could be something meaningful in post as he's gonna peek out, get a flash. This should force the rest of K&D back, and really no frags in that at all. Horrendo, first one to go down in the post, and now that is Panther and Aeon caught out in tunnel. Aeon surfing the damage out, yet it slid there because of the surfer lag spike, so it looked like he surfed
RK
the damage
got
literally,
out.
yeah. Maybe,
lag.
not yet. Lag spike. Zuki crossed
Zuki's walked
over
by
him?
him in lag. Okay, that was when the pause happened. Yeah.
Gotcha, yeah.
Okay, so with that, it's going to be Fridge 3 down compared to K&D's 1.
There's behind the tunnel, though.
Yeah, it's going to try and get this gun down. Jerk, Sticky's down, Sans gun. Fridge are going to have a bit of a hard time recontesting. They are going to have their sniper out on the track, so whoever can find this SVS win is going to give the team a big advantage. And there's Boar finding that one. Going to help to get K&D in on second, pushing in, staring at main. AGB going to get a pick onto Scratchy, but it's too little too late. A second is going to get capped up for K&D. They have 3 minutes and 8 seconds through 2. That's pretty good considering their pace from the previous 2 rounds, as now they're going to keep snowballing. Both meds are going to have Uber very shortly.
Yeah, Boar already playing aggressive on third here, denying any potential forward pressure to stop this. Bull defaulting to this little spot by lowers. He was standing on 4 stickies that entire time. That was almost just a med kill for free right there.
Yeah, wrong timing on that one. As Boar finds a headshot into Page, need to get back there to heal as he's going to have to walk back down the ramp. Uber in here from K&D onto third point. They're going to force Fridge on the dispenser. They're going to have to jump out with a solo heavy Uber. They do manage to get that one off, but they don't get much space elsewhere. It's going to be Boar finding a snipe onto RK, meaning no scout to help kind of clean up this damage. As Pren is finally back. He needs to get healed up a bit before he can really try and contest the cart, as now K&D are stacking on top of it.
Yeah, that Uber did come out, though, because Boar found a pick onto Arts, so no Pyro means, it's a pretty good time. It's good of a time as any to Uber there, because you don't have the risk of getting blown back. A bomb behind from Panther's not going to find anything, and he will go down. He did hit Boar low, or Bowl, I mean. So,
RK using
and RK
hit
another one onto Zuki, but he will get it up that second ramp. That's the important one, because now you're in, just a few seconds of the defense sleeping, and you can get it in. Will go down. I think there was another cleaver maybe, or just pipes, but Scratchy will burn. Does not burn.
Yeah, he degreaser again. Unfortunate for Johnny, but Fridge did do a very good job stabilizing on that defense. AGB picked off 4, and Johnny with a crit flare onto Jarrett is going to make sure that they can keep this defense going. Cart is up the first 2 hills, needs 1 more to go, as Page going to find that opening onto Muma. So no soldier ready for this push, not going to have a banner ready either. Another one onto Demento. Page is on fire right now. They're going to need to get a pick onto him if Candy want to walk up this ramp uncontested. Now he's even swinging roller coaster.
It has been quite some time that they've been on third. They had that Uber without the Pyro there, weren't able to get too much, and really they've just been getting zoned off entirely. Just tons of, pick classes doing a lot of work. Scratchy's going to get long-range cleavered, and then AGB's going to finish him off with the revolver. Looks like he's going to escape the heat on him right there, too.
Ooh,
Boar, though, finally finding a pick for anything to go in off of. Jacob's going to decloak on the card, stop it from rolling back. Going to decloak before he actually starts going up.
Pren with a sticky trap, I think. Got to kill onto Jarrett.
Yeah,
early,
and AGB up top. Ooh, you're not going to find.
Oh, they're going to Uber Saya and
yeah.
Zukima in on this one. Johnny doing a good job reflecting. Zuki's popped up and gets killed before he can even get the flashback on him. Bull going to surf out to safety as Boar finds the shot onto Pant at least. But it looks like positional advantage is still in favor of Fridge. They have not been pushed off their perch quite yet, and the gun is untouched as well.
He's going to find another SVS kill, and we see why they went for that Uber with the Pyro down before, because that Uber from K&D was disastrous. Nothing at all going in. They dropped Zuki. More people died on the backside. But Zuki on cart now. If he gets good reflex off, he can deny the stickies, but no, he's not. Let's 2 of them get down. Side's going to go down, and he gets cratered. Yeah, needed an air blast on one of those. Panther now bombing cart should find a kill on the Scratchy, but beefs
every rocket.
Falls off the map.
That's unfortunate for Fridge. They're going to end up losing shithouse control off of that, as there's now Mini outside of it. Candy can kind of re-push here, and there's Muma in the backline going to pick off Johnny. A lot of players down for Fridge, and that's going to prompt the back out of them, and they're going to be okay with that. They got a lot of time on this third hold. 6:30 through 3. That's pretty good for them considering the pace through 2. But now it's about getting upper control and keeping it. There's Pren with an early trap onto Demento to buy his team some space. 100% Uber for Casper, but they need help in upper. There's Zuki walking in.
Can he get anything, be it a pick or a force? There's a dot on him, stopping him from walking forward anymore.
Casper's force, the stickies in the window are too much.
Yeah, and the force he will. That K&D is going to scatter. Aeon pushing up from lower, but Bull already back out to third. Almost to the forward spawn. They, wanted to try to find and force his own Uber back, but they will get away from this with an ad. And AGB not able to find the stab onto Jarrett. Would have been good for stalling the push that's likely about to happen right now. All the spawns for K&D are back up. So we see Muma whipping into upper, actually. Just going to walk up. Finds the kill onto Panther as well. So looks
K&D
like
are rolling through
pincer
lower right now. They have
off.
Boar scoping it as well, looking to kill any early peekers. And there's Aeon early peeking it, Boar taking him down. Now K&D are Ubering through the back for absolutely free. Scythe went down, but Casper was a trade. And now it's a demolition in this upper area. Johnny gonna get dropped as well as RK. Kresnik is traded by AGB, so buying some time with that heavy pick. But Fridge are nearly wiped. They are 4 up, and K&D are on the cart with a lot of pressure.
Will
No
AGB
gun
get
up.
any stabs here? They don't. Good. Bull takes him out with a crossbow. Panther gonna go and only finds 1, and that's almost a full wipe. Some spawns coming up. Yukima, excellent positioning, finds himself in upper, air blast him back into spawn. 752 from K&D.
Is that the worst offense time we've seen so far?
Yeah, it is.
And that feels weird to say, because that's a very normal average upward time. It just kind of shows you how fundamentally sound these teams have been playing so far. For an 8-minute time to be the longest one of the night on upward, and with Fridge, they've pushed this time twice already. They're gonna look at this and they're gonna say, guys, we can do this. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like K&D still playing pretty solidly. Nothing glaring, just they weren't able to find any advantages, right? Like, the player advantage we thought they would have didn't really seem to be manifesting right as we thought it would.
Mission begins in 30
The Boar is not really, playing like the Boar that, we kind of idolize, Demento's bottom scoring right now in the entire
AGB.
server.
Yeah, compared to AGB, who's top of his team, except for the medic, obviously, coming in with a lot of big plays in there for Refrigerator to buy them time, and it's, again, a bit of a difference in class performance coming out. We see Scythe and Muma doing a lot of work. Muma topping the scoreboard for his team, although you can say that he's 1 for 1 every time. That's still a lot of space he can make, and going into this last half, this last push for Fridge, they need to find their way in. Whether it's going to be by Page and AGB, as it has been so far, we'll have to see.
Yeah, again, everything looking standard from K&D right here. They have the crit traps down.
The gun's farther up than it should be normally.
Yeah, maybe looking to catch some of the sackers early, make sure no kind of disaster happens.
Oh, but it's
seen this
very
happen.
low. It's gonna die.
Yeah, it goes
What was the
down.
point of that?
I think you put that there to stop the sackers when they go for the high jumps.
Don't you go for the minecart gun then, because it can't get spammed over? Either way, it's going to be K&D losing their gun early. AGB does drop to sticky bombs, and Aeon probably going to burn out here. Yeah, he does. So looking good for Fridge so far once they get these spawners up. They have the gun pick, but they're going to walk out already. Uber onto Peren, going forward, trying to push back the K&D combo, but Zuki doing a great job reflecting spam. Finally, K&D are going to flash a lot of players, but it's already been very successful for them. They've denied the Uber in its entirety, and they're going to look to work this gun back up to full. They still have playground control as well.
Yeah, Boar importantly did go down, though. Panther is able to find a bomb onto Playground, and Kresnik was unable to shut him down in time. So 3 more seconds of no sniper. I like the aggression coming out of Fridge, but, hey, we've got 8 minutes. Let's not, bleed 3 of that on first, just being too passive. And there it is. With no Uber, that stab onto Jarrett's going to mean a lot more. And he's already looking to, motioning to back out, and there they go.
Yeah, look at AGB gonna revolver down the gun, so Scratchy can't even save it. They're gonna get the teleport here in a second, and K&D, they're getting collapsed on. Kresnik and Boar drop, bomb in here from Pren, trying to find one more pipe onto Bull. Can't quite hit it, reflected by Zuki, and they are gonna get out with their medic in tow, but they dropped a lot on that back out, and now
already pushed up through tunnel to stop any potential repush onto Hill. Casper is alone on Hill, which is probably not where he wants to be right here. Yeah, I think. Yeah, he's with Page, actually, and coming back up top. But, ooh, there goes the K&D tunnel squad marching in. They will find some kills, but AGB on the back finds
that's 3 in a row! Finding Bull and Kresnik
going down. Aeon dropping out, gonna take the gun, take out Scratchy. Well, no, he's not gonna kill him, but he's gonna force him into spawn. They're gonna take second.
They gotta get Scythe off the cart. One more shot will do him in, and he's gonna get flamed out by Johnny.
Yeah,
Finally,
there's 3. Yeah, there's still 2 more in tunnel, though. Zuki and Chad are both on the back line here. Zuki will go down. The cart's gotten a little bit too far forward. Chad maybe gives up on the tunnel and just looks for a med kill or something. Demento caught out as well, so they know he's here. Don't let him get stabbed. He gets stabbed. AGB finds
watch the recontest, though. Casper's very low HP. K&D, they are going to choose to back out here. They cannot recontest anymore. They dropped too many people, too delayed on the cart, and that's going to be a good cap for the side of Fridge. That happened in about 2:45 through 2, so they're at a better pace than K&D so far, and they have a full Uber to work with.
GB's so locked on right now, he finds kills even when he spawns. Now, and there we go. Oh no, he lives! He surfs it off to the lower cliff.
Yeah, but now
Heads
Fridge
up,
looking to
awareness
walk
by
up.
him. Syath, though, going to find him in lower. I can't imagine he gets out of that
Fridge
one.
have
Yeah,
popped Uber
we'll go
through
down.
main
Uber.
early. They're trying to get whatever they can, doing a lot of damage on the front line. Gun's only level 1, should go down here with one more sticky. Isn't get reflected by Zuki, so keeping that Engi's gun up. Piped by Jarrett. Kren gonna drop to that roller in the end, so good denial on that full Uber for K&D. That said, Paige finding a pick onto Boar means I can keep pressuring. We have Johnny in the backline for some reason, doing a lot of work, actually putting a lot of pressure onto the enemy. Gonna draw some rotations as AGB finds a counter espionage called Demento, and Aeon's walking bucket. Gonna get taken out by Kresnik, although he should get traded here unless he gets an arrow. He is gonna get that heal. Might get traded anyway. They're gonna get that Uber force. There's Johnny's flank paying off. Took a while, but the Pyro Long Con forcing that Uber. Cart up the second hill, but K&D are gonna push off Fridge for now.
Watch for Paige up on Cat there. Had an angle on some players, but ooh, Jarrett narrowly escaping. Only a sliver of health. If they get an arrow, healed back up. Pipe's not going to land anything, but there goes in movement, gets the bomb, takes out Sand. Cart rolling back down again. And another snipe onto Peren, so she has not been able to put out much pressure on this point at all. Jacob coming up behind, gonna be not caught out. No, gets a stab onto Johnny to stop the air blast.
Casper's 10 HP,
and Jacob's gonna find him.
On the
Finally,
back
some noise from the K&D spy, able to pick up that kill there, and that was exactly what K&D needed here. You know, with they still
at 85%. Bull died at the end though. Bull, I didn't see what he got killed by, but he is gonna drop as well. So both teams losing their medic and K&D losing a lot more. For Paige gonna find that counter step onto Boar, and only 5 up for K&D. Once Fridge are regrouped here, they're gonna want to go. It's Demento to contest. We're gonna see if he can find any kills. Not gonna be decloaking for just a bit as Paige another headshot gonna take down Zukima. It's on Demento to find this pick on Casper, but now K&D are walking out trying to give him some space. Cart finally up that third hill, but Jarrett and Kresnik are dead already. Their combo's getting decimated.
So low, he finally goes down, but he's able to take out Jarrett ahead of time. Yeah, Bull must have gotten flared by Johnny. He did, yeah, that's a really big pick from Scythe. They're able to take him out. But yeah, Bull must have just gotten flared by Johnny right as he died, and Bull died right under the drop down from spawn. No one else was around him. He just burned out, and I guess there was no sandwich, no mini pack. Yes, not what K&D wants to see. And now they're, you know, just when we thought they had enough to milk some more at a third, they're pushed back into last with 3 minutes left, and this is map point.
Page's headshot scratchy, meaning no gun going to be available for the defense side. Still on his long con flank, going to come in just a second here. Not going to have anything right away as front line has gone in the favor of Kresnik so far. It's going to be Scythe getting another kill onto RK. Pant getting one to Mento, though. Frags are a bit even for both sides, but Casper gets going to go down to Boar on that angle from spawn. Bomb in here from Muma doing a lot of damage. Is going to get traded out in the end as Fridge are edging Cart in. They're finally going to lose Johnny, and that means it's going to land just on the edge of the ridge here going in, but Fridge have 2 minutes to do this. The Cart's right there.
Yeah, I mean, A&D still haven't crossed over to upper. Paige is up there right now, which is going to put Bull in, you know, a tight spot. But oh, good snipe out of Boar there. You would have liked to have seen maybe them just try to rush through lower, get that ground back in upper, but I know K&D doesn't mind having to hold main. Have to hear Scythe playing on cart, Aeon going, or just Aeon will be spawning. I mean, Panther the one going down right there. But this is tight.
If you're Fridge here, you gotta calm down. You know that you have a lot of time to make this work. You have K&D on the ropes. If you can force their Uber, get a good trade off, and take upper control, you're in a good spot.
Down.
He
hits the jump this time. Hits the jump this time.
It's going to be all up for both sides now as Fridge are finally trying to take this upper. Casper's on 85%. This next Uber could mean everything here. AGB going to drop early, so no Spy going to be a factor in this push. K&D are still holding in main.
Jacob finds Peren.
That's a very big pick, but Paige on the other side finding a snipe onto Boar. Sand and Pant dropping though to the
Uber
side
coming in from behind. K&D's got them pinned in upper here, but who's trapping who? Looks like Jarrett and Bull are going to have to force out, but they know that they just got a really weak Uber out of Fridge, and that might be enough for them right here.
We'll have to see. They're looking pretty good, but that said, AGB finds the stab onto Kresnik and the revolver onto Jarrett. Another big play from the Fridge spy, and he gets out alive to make it as well. Fridge have all their players alive on spawn. They have to just get control of main now. They're walking in with all their respawns. Aeon dropping out of main, doing some damage. Zuki is the sole bastion as Boar gonna find that headshot onto the enemy heavy. That's a lot of health off the cart.
Here comes in Chad. Big Bob finds one, finds three. Muma showing that Overwatch finds a fourth, takes out Casper. And the desperation push was called a little bit too early. Still one on cart. Panther gonna go down now, but Puma jumping at just the right time, able to find a massive amount of damage right there. And K&D may have what it takes to hold this.
It's 10 seconds left. Fridge got a funnel on cart right now. Get whatever frags they can get. They need to keep their pyro overkill to blast off, but Johnny's gotten a headshot. He can't do anything as Muma. 3 more kills on the backline to find this explosion. It's a last second ditch.
The Ubers out, so is the battalions. That is going to seal the deal. 3K off of potentially 1 pipe from Jarrett. And K&D will narrowly, by the thinnest of margins, hang on to pull out upward as a 2-1.
That's so clutch from K&D to get that win. They had their worst offense of the night on upward so far, and they managed to pull together their defense long enough to hold Fridge off. That's the 2-1 on their opponent's map pick. K&D now have the advantage going into Cascade. They're going to be really happy about that one. Even if at points it looked unclear, getting that win, that must feel good. That's their first win on upward of the season. First of 3 tries.
Yeah, and I mean, I really, you know how we say it keeps coming down to one thing? I really liked K&D's option to just get cheeky through main and force, after Jacob took out Peren when Casper's at 98, they went through main and forced Casper in backstairs when the only person he could Uber on was a heavy. And what that does is they needed that Uber to get more ground into last, right? To really dislodge K&D and, maybe get on those spawns. But because they were able to pop the Uber and escape by taking advantage of, the lack of chase classes, on Fridge's combo, I think that might be the one that kind of settles it, because it was close, right? And if that Uber was popped dropping down out of upper instead of in the backstairs, obviously, we can have ifs, all day, but I feel like that would have been a lot better of a push. So, heads up play by K&D, and good on them, able to, pull out their opponent's map, and now they're going to be the solid favorites coming into the Koth half of this match.
Yeah, and with that push through main, they tried that in one of the earlier halves, and it didn't quite work out. They got kited, and they couldn't pull out enough damage. They got re-wrapped on an upper, and in the end, they just lost positioning and didn't look good. But this time, the criteria fit. They did their push. They got everything they wanted out of it, and in the end, it won them the game. So definitely making an improvement on that front for K&D. Adaptation always been one of their strong suits. But yeah, with that win, favorites coming into Cascade here. We have logs on screen from upward. We can kind of close out that map. Scythe with big 46 kills, barely getting outfragged by Page and AGB, 49, and then 45 actually for AGB. But those pick classes for Fridge were a thorn in K&D's side the entire game.
Yeah, and as much as we want to favor K&D on Cascade, if history repeats itself, right? Scythe already did as well on upward as you can expect a scout to do, right? But if Page and AGB are popping off that hard on Cascade, and Boar is, we've always made the joke that he's playing RuneScape during scrims when he's not doing well. But if he does not shape up, K&D may find themselves in a very awkward spot after a round or two, if he's not able to start keeping up with Page.
Another thing to keep track of here is the heavy matchup, because although Kresnik did shape up towards the end, we saw Aeon make a lot of big plays on the big fat class, and we know that Cascade is a really big lender to the heavy class. A lot of things you can do to make room for your team. Even if he didn't have the best performance late in that match, he still has shown a lot more willingness to go for those plays.
Yeah, just again, we saw Kresnik get a 9K in the half in one of the halves that K&D won, but it's like, I feel like if you're on heavy, you don't need to be getting 9Ks a lot of the time.
That's good.
Especially on a Koth map, right? You should be being aggressive. You are so big and beefy that you should be taking that damage. And even if you die, you're dying for the sake of your team. So I'm really going to be looking for the lower fights this map.
Yeah,
and I think that whatever team chooses to be more aggressive or just wins out on those, whether or not they're able to win out by sending more people there, or they send one guy down there to, hold the other 3 people and then push across point. I feel like whoever plays around lower better is going to be the winner of this match.
Yeah, another thing I want to look at coming into Cascade, this Koth map, is the soldier matchup, because while on upward, Muma, one half we're singing his praises, the next we're condemning the feed theory. It's a map like upward. Feed soldier is kind of like coin flippy, where sometimes you'll find your way in, sometimes you'll find the picks at the really weird angles. But on a map like Cascade, you can actually add a lot more consistency to the feed playstyle, if you will, where we might see him have a lot bigger impact on on a per round basis instead of the occasional 1 or 2 big bombs coming in. So if K&D's flank and combo can pull off that synergy on a map like Cascade, they might run away with it. We'll have to see.
Yeah, that's another thing to keep in mind, where I think it's going to be on Panther and RK really to... if you assume your pick classes stay the same, it's going to be on Panther and RK. Now, they don't even really need to beat Scythe and Muma, they just need to contain them.
Yeah, definitely. If Scythe is allowed to run rampant on point, it doesn't matter if the Demoman are doing even damage. The better scout will do more in the post to clean up and get more frags for his team. And I didn't quite see the scout to scout kills, but I know that Scythe outfragged RK by a lot. And while that dynamic will change a bit on Koth, considering no more cart to spend time on, it definitely you would give the edge to KD in that Uber exchange formula.
Every scout was 7-4 in Syed's favor, so not definitely a solid advantage, but not incredibly one-sided or anything.
Yeah, we do have
SVS
predictions.
actually ended up getting evened out a lot, where if it was, you said it was 7-0 in the first half?
Yeah, first half was 7-0.
It finished 14-10, which means that in the last two halves, Boar actually won the SVS 10-7.
Yeah, that's
So,
definitely impressive. I mean, considering KD did win the last one and the longest game, if you have the longest defense, you're going to get the most defensive sniper kills. That said,
yeah, I
Boar
feel
definitely
like
shaped
the
up.
bigger problem is Boar's deaths, right? Where on Upward, if you're on offense, you dying consistently isn't the biggest issue. If you if you're an offense sniper and you consistently go 1-for-1 getting the defense sniper, you're doing your job, right? But on a Koth map, if he continues to play as aggressively or as flippantly as he's been, the 44 deaths I think are a bigger problem than the 37 kills.
Yeah, there were a lot of points on Upward where on offense he was kind of desynced with his team, taking peaks where he's obviously not going to get protected from bombers or spies. And a map like Cascade, I'd actually say that this better lends itself to Boar. And the reason is because Cascade's such a well-defined map in where you play your sniper in downtime. He's not really going to have that many areas to kind of walk forward or do things that would get him killed. I don't want to say talk like Boar is his own greatest enemy, but in a way, if he's kind of held on the leash that is Cascade mid when you're holding on that tight angle, just getting frags on anyone who walks up, it could just lend itself a lot better to him.
Yeah, and I want to say that Koth is going to help Jacob out as well by just giving him more opportunities to do things, but
I think it's actually going to help AGB more because when your spies fragging out, more chances to do so is what you want. There's no long walk up times to get in behind both teams.
True. I guess what I'm thinking then is it depends on who's calling for K&D right now, because sometimes they've got Demento calling, sometimes they have Jarrett calling. And what exactly changes that, I'm not sure. If Demento's calling on this map, I feel like he'll be able to have a really big impact. Otherwise, I think that because it's easy as a spy to make plays off of your own calls, right? If you're calling your team's aggression, obviously you're going to be a lot more in sync than the opposite. So it remains to be seen. But Jacob on this map has always been a thorn in my side, just from personal experience. So he's going to be another person who needs to turn it around, because when you look at the kills, AGB almost doubled his kills last round.
It was the biggest discrepancy between the two teams of the spies. If you guys start to see Demento fragging out this map, you know what happened. It means that they're finally on the same page and he can call his team's aggression properly on a much more condensed map. But that said, we're going to be getting into the first round of Cascade here. KD leading the series 1-0 now on their own map, looking to close it out.
And yeah, Paige immediately finding a kill onto Boar and Syat right away. Kresnik gonna go down. 2 other trade kills, but definitely value is in the favor of Fridge right now. Chad and Demento are behind on bats, gonna get some damage down, but K&D is gonna have to make a hasty retreat here. Jarrett, I guess, didn't get the message. He's gonna be the Paige's hat trick on this mid fight. A very dominant mid from Fridge, mainly powered by their sniper.
Yep, and Muma, his flank gets caught out at the end, so not able to find any pressure. It's going to be a good mid for Fridge. Casper having a 20% Uber to work with, and they get the point first with Paige alive. So now a lot of room for Fridge to work with on this defense. KD have to show what they're made of on this first push, see how their game plan is going to work out against Fridge's defense. We see right now Pan taking a buff and going into the tunnel. Jarrett gets sniped early, and now it's a solo onto Syed. Not that much damage coming out. Demento as well, his stabs got flashed. So KD have hardly any frags to work off of. That said, Kresnik and Muma finding a way in with AGB Aeon, and now a snipe onto friend from Boar, and Muma's rockets coming in clutch from the tunnel, taking out Casper, and this is the perfect first push that you'd want to see out of KD.
Muma just sat up in tunnel, got some good damage out, dropped down at the perfect time, able to get a ton of damage onto Peren and Casper, and that just, KD just leapfrogs them in terms of momentum in this round. They're down 40 or so seconds on the clock right now, but they've set themselves up in a really solid way here, and they've also just shown, hey, we can push you out on Cascade, no problem.
Yep. Right now, Muma bombing enemy bats, trying to chase down the sniper. Gonna get Page on that one, so Page not gonna be able to counter Boar coming forward. Boar has a really nice angle once he walks up on point, looking to find any picks he can. Scratchy on the other side, wrangling that mini. It's a brutal combo to push into, and how Fridge responds to it's gonna be very telling of how the rest of the match is gonna go. Their first push coming once they get Uber here. Casper on 65%, lining up on the left side.
I think Jacob spawn camped Page.
Unfortunate, gonna get put on that respawn timer yet again. Bull up on Uber. Now Casper on 90%. All the first push is gonna matter here for the momentum in this match as the clock has evened out.
And, you know, K&D still really hasn't shown any weaknesses here. I don't think anyone's died yet, even. AGB is going to get counter-espionage. The Uber comes out in the 9v9. Scythe and Jarrett are the ones getting flashes. Aeon up in tunnel. Watch for the Eagle Heavy to strike. There he goes. He starts walking forward. Page up there too, but they get called out. Spam going to force them back. Might have had an angle onto Bull, but he won't find it. Kresnik going to be really one of the only ones going down, but Peren and Page falling in short order. Big classes down for Fridge. Johnny as well. It looks like K&D should be able to hold this point.
Even though Muma died in that fight without getting a kill, or maybe he got one kill, he brought 3 members of Fridge back to their own bats to kill him. And with that many people committed to one flanking soldier, K&D just dominated on the frontline fight. Fridge couldn't get any space forward, they couldn't get any kills, their damage was limited, all because the 3 players distracted looking
Submarine.
at
Here comes Aeon. He's walking
Aeon.
up. Boar gonna be the first contact. Sees him. He will go down, so they find a sniper pick, but will they be able to escape? Aeon hit very low, and it looks like he's gonna be able to eat up down there. Panther guarding him. Kresnik getting stabbed as well, as does the Mentor. The Spy v Spy is happening a lot in this match, and Fridge now has momentum onto the point. It will pop out onto Jarrett and Scythe. Scythe not going to find any kills, chases out RK, and they will end this point without, or this Uber fight without positioning, but RK hurt. Can Jarrett push back in? Bit of a stalemate right now on the point.
Yep, bombing forward now is Pant, gonna get a kill onto Scythe before he gets cleaned up by Jarrett's pipe. Johnny gonna get sniped by Boar as well, and Fridge can't cap at the point just yet. They lost too many players, and Boar is overlooking them, so there's not much room to work with. Candy gonna hold that one, despite losing a lot of players in the fight, and now they only have 30 seconds left compared to 210 from Fridge. Both meds are on 50% as well, so Candy are in firm control of the round.
Yeah, just really solid play for them. It hasn't even felt like it's been that long that they've just maintained such an iron grip on this point, and it's such a better post fight, really, because the Uber was pretty even, but there is a stab onto Boar. That's going to open the window. They have to take only 10 seconds left, and no one on Fridge is even near the point. Casper's only at 85. They're not going to be able to rely on Uber here. Still a little bit of cap time on the point, so we should see some overtime. The Peren going to go down, as did Casper. Scratchy caught him out in his own backline. Uber popped on point. RK forced behind, and there is K&D taking a dominant first round on Cascade.
Yeah, if you're Fridge there, that was very demoralizing. The only cap time you got was off of a mid-fight win. Other than that, you were completely unable to dislodge K&D's hold of Boar, Scratchy, Wrangler, and those forward pressure and Muma being in behind. They showed no valuable responses at all, and they're going to have to change a lot if they want to have a chance in this map going forward, more than just the mid-fights.
Yeah, definitely. This mid a lot slower. Page actually gonna Boar gonna be the first one getting a kill this time. Page hasn't found anything yet. Gonna go down to the Mento, actually, a very big change, as it looks like K&D has really found their momentum. Aeon gonna go down as well. Both heavies traded, as have the soldiers, but the sniper advantage in K&D's favor. Gonna find a pick onto RK, paying off dividends for them. AGB going down next, and they will take this mid. Peren caught out and lower, might be able to escape with their life. Jumps out and just barely escapes with 9 health, but K&D is looking unstoppable right now.
They started that round with a Kresnik flank through under, so this time they played the aggressive card, and it worked out wonderfully because they got the early picks onto Fridge, but now Fridge going to Uber back in as the Meds stayed alive on that mid, trying to get whatever kills they can, but it's going to be Johnny being the only death so far. They find Memento in the backline, but no valuable kills so far as everyone's gone out. That's Scythe got stuck on a sticky and ate a pipe, so now Fridge has some room to work with. Pren is going to drop though to Kresnik's Tomislav, and with no Demo Man and Casper going under the Cow Mangler of all weapons, Fridge's combo has been annihilated. They're going to not be able to push this once again.
Jarrett spent the entirety of that Uber zoning out the rest of Fridge, whereas Peren spent the entirety of that Uber staring at Tsukima. And, you know, it shows because of just how much pressure K&D was able to exert in that post-fight. And, I mean, again, they are down. K&D's down, too. Fridge has the temporary numbers at him. They're trying to take advantage of the Panther already down. They will trade that for Jarrett, which is a big pick. Aeon finally getting aggressive on the side. That playstyle we're more used to from him. Gonna force them back. And first non-mid cap right now for Fridge, As
Yeah, they got the
down a
early
minute on the
pick.
clock.
They got the early pick onto Jarrett from RK and then clean up Kresnik at the end. Candy only lost 2 players, but for them, that's enough. You can back out, you can repush with this Uber ad that you're going to have. Don't want to take any too big risks. Losing your medic on the back end would just swap the momentum completely in Fridge's favor. Now they have Uber, they're going to look to walk up here.
Yeah, Uber coming out right now. No kills found yet other than Page off on in the middle of his team right there, but the better Uber coming out from Fridge with worse positioning. Candy almost has the point capped up, but they are going to have to scatter off of it. Kresnik looking to be the sacrifice here, dancing for his life and will survive.
Oh.
Okay, not enough load and he will get headshot. Immediate punishment for not finding that. Some glow stick damage from Scratchy, going to force it back Paren. Syath able to take up Paren, the frame that he dies. Point will be recapped. K&D managed to come out of this with an ad.
If you guys want to research what a perfect Cascade point defense looks like, watch that fight from K&D. They made it so hard for Fridge to find anything. All their players scattered to the wind. There's no grouped up damage for a demo man to get with stickies. There's hardly any cleanup for anyone else to find. The best they had is running out of Fist Heavy. They couldn't even get him. So no valuable kills going for Fridge on that fight, and they're going to lose the point once again. Now, both meds are going to be up on Uber. Bull has the advantage with, but Casper gets killed by a flare from Zukima. I believe he got piped by Jarrett first and then burned out, so that's really unfortunate for Fridge. They got to sack in now, try to force Bull's Uber, otherwise they're in very bad shape going forward.
Yeah, we really haven't seen too many sacks come out yet, right? I mean, Johnny's playing in lower right now. He's going to bot into Bull, but he's not going to find anything not coordinated enough, and Bull's already gone. That'll buy them some space to walk onto the point and get some cap time, maybe force a response out of K&D. Hopefully force an Uber. Ooh, Jacob not going to find that stab. Would have been a nail in the coffin if he did. Syath in, gonna find Page first. Everyone else on Fridge, hightailing it out onto concrete. Jacob gets a flag. I love seeing the Ubered Spy. And K&D just absolutely killing it on Cascade.
Yeah, things not even looking close as they're going to have the same, 20 seconds to 210 that we saw in the first half. One more defense is all it's going to take for K&D, but at least this time, Fridge have Uber to work with. They're going to drop Aeon in the meantime, so no Heavy going to be ready for this post, but it's now or never in this round. Demento, an early pick onto Page, but Jarrett has been dropped and the counter. It's all going to be about getting on point here for Fridge.
Yeah, Kresnik gonna get hit low, but doing a lot of good job denying any of that edging, and the charge shot takes out RK. Does more damage to Johnny. The Uber's gonna come out. KD has enough time. They can just calmly walk away for this. Suzuki and Kresnik will go down, but overtime for K&D, and there's already a demo and a Pyro on a 10-second respawn for Fridge right now. K&D has all of the time in the world. They've got 2 minutes, but it's gonna feel like all the time in the world to just casually stroll onto point and take this round back.
Yep, AGB's pick was unsuccessful. Scythe catching him in the meantime. Both Boar and Scythe on 5Ks in this round. Now Candy looking to walk on point and claim what is theirs. Demento in on the backline calling out all the positions. Casper's not going to have Uber for this, but Bull is. They're going to Uber Scythe across the point right now doing a bunch of damage. Sand dropped, Fridge dropped, Demento a 3K capping it off onto Paren. Uber not even needing to get anything. As Scythe finally going to find the enemy medic, and this is a complete wash. Candy are going to cap this up, and they're going to take round 2.
And just barely even 10 minutes ago, it felt like K&D was about to, get themselves down in a hole here. But suddenly, all it takes is one good last defense and a change of map, and now they are potentially three and a half minutes away from just moving on into the grand finals.
Yeah, this would be, I believe, the most dominant map in playoffs so far. If not, I believe it was the Cuties losing to Fridge in round 1.
That was
Either way.
That was a 3-1.
So there we go. This would be the most dominant COF we've seen.
That or, that
Casper's
or...
died immediately to Muma.
Oh, that's not good. But the frags are in favor of Fridge right here. They need to play fast and hard and just leverage the increase in combat classes to get the point quickly and get as much time out of it as they could. Yeah. Casper's just now spawning 50% ad for Bull, but they do have the point. Bull was forced back into spawn, but no biggie. You keep your life, keep your Uber ad. K&D knows they can just wait up, let him get that, push right back in. Casper spent 10 seconds alive before starting to heal anyone, so even bigger ad than the 50 we said. It's closer to 60-65 at this point. Bull on 90, and we should see a push coming out soon.
Yeah, that was the classic 5-man sack the enemy medic. And if you're confident in your pushes, you're going to take that trade every time. Here's Candy with that Uber advantage, going to be running forward. Take down Paren early, trying to find a kill onto Page here. Sniper dance around a bit, but will get taken down. Size third kill of the round. Now Fridge trying to salvage whatever players they can. Sand going to get dropped to Boar at the end with that body shot. And that's a very clean repush from Candy, although Casper did end up surviving. So the Uber leapfrog will continue here. Fridge have a chance to once again retain the lead if they can make a push work.
Yeah, he's already at 75, and with
Muma,
Fridge having the time. Oh,
he got reflected in an air shot.
yeah. Put into the dirt right there, but Casper on 90 right here, and with Fridge having the time lead and the flank of K&D being down right now, this could, we could see the leapfrog happen early. Casper get hit low, but he will get in time. Gonna use that Zuki doing his best to deny Paren, but will go down very quickly. Jared as well. Watch for Bull to escape here, and it looks like Bull is going to be safe. Already back in spawn, yeah, no chance of him going down there. So
Uber leapfrog continues.
Leapfrog continues, but I mean, this is, this favors the team that wins the mid fight, right?
Yep, because they'll just keep retaining a time advantage until one person messes up their push. Things are looking good for Fridge. Casper going to be looking to get out alive.
Shot coming in,
he got
a lot of
stabbed for his
damage,
trouble, but farming the damage for Muma there. He's been having a very big impact all game so far on this map, but Paren dropping to Blord's body shot at the start. That's already a big opening for K&D, and they're going to lose Johnny as well. Fridge have to just see this completely and make sure Casper gets out alive. If their med dies here, things start to look bad.
Rather than using and trying to kill him, they're just going to cap without needing to use at all.
Well, that's really bad for Fridge. You needed to force that somehow, but with all those players down, you just couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I'd argue you may be better off forcing their Uber and losing your own med and then trying to take the dry fight afterwards with better spawns than... you saw how well, even if that's not always what you want to do, you saw how good K&D's hold is here, right? Giving them Uber isn't going to help. They are going to pop in even here, but Uber comes out onto Jared and Sayat, like we've been seeing, no chance of either of them dropping. RK gonna go down, so, slight combo advantage for K&D, but Sayat comes up out of lower, pops Casper into the sky. Will eventually get him. Surprise, surprise, jumps out of the sewer like he's Pennywise. And despite K&D losing some players, there's just no one on Fridge able to cap it. Zuki's playing alone on Fridge's side of the point, killing AGB. And Boar gonna take out Page walking up, nasty shot.
Bull did die at the tail end to a good bomb out of Panth, so that's going to be a repush from Fridge. They should keep trying to go dry until they get the point, as no med's going to have Uber, and the time just got taken in Candy's favor. So if Fridge can cap up this point, we're technically still in an even game, but they need to get this cap fast. And they are losing players. Panth going to drop, Aeon's going to drop off respawn, and Demento is in, can't quite find the backstab, but Kresnik is forward here, doing a lot of damage, being a big distraction, going to get the kill onto RK. Aside walking forward, trying to get any cleanup he can, going to air blast back by Johnny. Shard shot barely misses two players from Muma, but Candy have retained control of the point here. They're going to keep this one as Casper's on 80%. They have a small ad to work with, but now Candy's firmly in the time lead.
Kresnik has gotten so many heals and taken so much damage and done so much damage over the past minute. It's pretty wild just how many arrows he's eaten, how much shot he's going to put with a charge shot, going to hit a lot onto Paren. But Amuma's going to get himself killed off of that, though. A reflect pipe kills the Pyro Arts. Uber comes out right now, but Bull is far away out on concrete. Kresnik's going to go down, but the cap hasn't even come through yet for Fridge, so they will cap this back off, but Bull on 90%, they're going to need to force him early or, drop him here if they want to have any chance at keeping this match alive.
Yep, we want to look at AGB here. Needs to find this drop onto Bull if Fridge want to keep their stakes in this round. He's currently cloaked in the enemy bats. Looking for the enemy medic. He gets set on fire by Zuki. Excellent spy checking there to get rid of that threat early. He is going to get out alive, but he's not in position anymore. A lot of damage done by Muma once again as the Uber forward from K&D, trying to do as much damage as they can. Casper's only on 60% Uber, so they're not going to be able to contest at all. It's going to be K&D retaking this point. Casper does at least make it out with his life, but K&D recapping this with a 40-second advantage means the cards are in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, Casper's on 80. He'll get this Uber right as we're approaching overtime, so it may not end there, but something's got to change, right? You need to find a way to kill Bull without losing your own med, or just find anyone. Panther's going to go down again.
Casper's not going to have
so is
RK out in time.
And he hasn't been doing at all. I don't know if he's been getting attacked by someone. He's looking for the saw. He's not going to get it. That is going to be a clean 3-0 from K&D. They will eliminate Refrigerator, who will place third this season. Maybe a bit of a disappointing end, but definitely a successful season, all things considered. Even just making it here and making upward as close as it was. So, Fridge, we salute you guys. But K&D, congrats on the win, and they will be heading to grand finals.
Yeah, it's a shame it had to end this way for Fridge, especially after how well they performed on Upward in general. But coming into the season, you have to keep in mind there was a very solid top three teams in everyone's mind, that being K&D, MM, and Cuties. And after that, then it was like Fridge, Pyongyang competing in that middle of the table for a playoff spot. To place top three, earning a medal and some prize money is definitely going to be well deserved by them. And they should hold their heads high even if they couldn't make it past this point. Candy, with the win, they're going to solidify their spot in Grand Finals, a rematch against MM from the first week of playoffs. These are number 2 and 3 seeds going off for the Grand Final title, the winners of Season 7 invite.
Yeah, and just, man, K&D really put on a clinic there. And if I'm MM, well, interesting, both teams actually 3-0'd Fridge on this map. It's going to be interesting to see if this map plays into finals at all, right? Because they've both presumably look pretty strong on it, so gonna have to see how that turns out next week. But
Another big question mark is going to be Upward as well, because Candy, even though they won their first Upward match of the season, they've shown weakness on this map time after time. They lost it to Cuties, they lost it to MM, and now MM probably they think they have this one in their back pocket. Going forward, Candy has been banning Steel, so you gotta wonder: are they gonna switch up and maybe try and ban Upward and play Steel, or are they just gonna eat the Upward ban or they eat the Upward map and try and play that one again? We'll have to see.
I feel like at this point, right? MM is definitely a really good Steel team. I think they capped on Fridge in like 2 minutes last week or something ridiculous, like 2.5 minutes, right?
Yeah, so they have to bite the bullet on one of them.
I don't see how at this point you can still think we are conclusively worse at Steel, right? They have not looked good on Upward. They've looked pedestrian at best, I would argue, and kind of shaky at worst. So I feel like if Steel's such an upset map and you're so afraid of it, then you play it at this point, because I think it's fair to say that K&D's the underdogs going into Grand Finals.
I'd say that's a fair assessment, yeah.
So, I don't see any reason for you to ban Steel. If you know you're probably just going to eat the L on Upward, maybe try for something on Steel.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that plays into pick ban next week. It is going to be MM with the first seed, as they were the upper bracket finals victors. I mean, they get to choose between being Team 1 or Team 2. Most of the time you pick Team 2, you get first map pick and last map decider. So, MM going to have their say on what maps get played in that. Candy going to have to work really hard this next week if they want to be able to contest MM on whatever they choose. But Cascade going to be interesting as well. Either way, congratulations to Candy for making it this far. They will have one last match.
Yeah, and out for that, I think it's going to be Rogue should be back in for that. I may be on analysis, so watch me there. But I don't know if I don't think there's really too much post game we can do on this at this point. That was just a clinic put on by K&D of how to play Cascade. You wouldn't believe it. There's one point right towards the end where I hit the scoreboard and Paige was outscoring Boar, and I'm like, wait a second, that doesn't match up with what my eyes are telling me. But it's just all K&D's doing so much with those kills.
Yeah, Candy just never even let Fridge take a step forward. The few times they got caps, Candy let them do it. They re-pushed him with Uber, and it really was just clean. So, yeah, it was dominant. Candy definitely a better team on the day, even if they were a bit shakier on Upward. But with that said, that will be the end of the cast for tonight.
Yeah. So, as we said, Grand Finals are going to be in a week. Memento Mori against K&D. MM coming in as the higher seed. Lost to them in the regular season, but beat them in playoffs. So, it'll be next Monday, and again with, I think, Rogue and Zag, potentially myself. Dolphin behind the camera as always. Hearts in the chat for him. And Zag, any closing remarks?
Not really. We're going to go play Minecraft after this.
All right. Yeah, well, congrats to Fridge on their season. Shame it ends as it does, but put up a good fight, made K&D sweat, that's for sure. We'll look forward to seeing, them and their players next season. So that'll do it from us. So thanks for watching. Have a good night, and we'll see you next week.